YouTube has a new feature, and they really don't want you to use it. The inspiration function uses AI to generate questionable new ideas for videos. So to really test if this thing even works, I'm making every bizarre concept it throws my way. Mix Mario with Disney, put Animal Crossing and Sonic, do whatever that is. Ugh. Plus, I've invited my artistically inclined YouTube pals to show off what the feature gave them, so I can make those as well. But why did I say YouTube doesn't want you to use this feature, you ask? Just stick around and see. After all, with AI doing our thinking for us now, what could possibly go wrong?
Coming to you from beautiful downtown Fortitude Valley, it's the Harry Gold Show, with your host, Harry Gold.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the program. Now firstly, allow me to introduce myself.
My name is Harry. I'm an art mimic. It is difficult to put the styles together. But unfortunately, something went so wrong. And now I can't do anything but sing this stupid song. My name is Harry.
In other words, emulating famous art styles to make my own funny pictures is kind of my shtick. Now, every creator on this big beautiful catastrophe of a website has a control center called the YouTube's studio. And recently, a fun little interloper was snuck in by its corporate overlords at Google. Let's click it and see what happens, shall we? And voila! It's told an AI to gobble up all my video titles and haphazardly slap together two topics I've already covered. What if Mario characters were drawn by Disney? Alright then, if YouTube themselves endorse the idea, there must be something to it, so let's give it a go. But aside from that, the other thing Disney might be best known for is its many princesses, like Princess Aurora from 1959's Sleeping Beauty, Princess Jasmine from 1992's Aladdin, and Princess Peach from the 1985 Disney classic Super Mario Bros., who is best remembered for her fondness of parties, baking cakes, and occasionally maiming the local reptile population. Furthermore, the direct-to-video sequel, Super Mario Bros. 2, introduced another of Disney's princesses, Bob-omb, to the series. Beloved by little girls everywhere for her habit of detonating with an explosive yield of 4.184 gigajoules. And of course, in the subsequent TV cartoon, Disney expanded on Goomba, a minor character from the original film, who now consistently rates in online polling as the hottest princess of them all. That actually worked out okay, seeing as the AI stumbled backwards into that princess correlation. No Bowsette for you, you freaks. Alright, what's next? Turn SpongeBob into a Digimon. We all live in a yellow Wolverine. Another delightfully arbitrary mashup of my existing content. Who needs human imagination when we've got automated, mindless randomness? I also don't really trust that little interest gauge. Digimon's fanbase is about as lively on YouTube as the Herman Melville stands, but let's give it a try. But with copious claws, Mondo mascara, and more hatching than a co-ed chicken coop, this is SpongeBob SquarePants in the Digimon art style. And that's it. This is a 30-second video because I was only given an idea for a single drawing and not an entire episode. So good night and God bless. You know, you'd think they'd train the AI thumbnails on what real ones actually look like, instead of just whatever soggy hairball of pop culture the model feels like hacking up. Even then, half the time this feature gets stumped by its own prompt anyway, and defaults to giving us some hipster chick's back tattoo instead of anything remotely relevant. Drawing only with my eyes closed challenge. Not really the kind of video I usually do, but why not? Because nobody would watch it? Well, aside from that. If dinosaurs made TikTok videos. First of all, love the chubby dino chimeras with their disturbing, fleshy computer orifice. So great that this is what we're doing instead of human artists now. What an improvement. Second of all, what? This isn't like anything I do here. It's not even the right genre. It sounds like a C-tier skit from one of those channels where one guy plays all the characters. Don't you do sketch comedy? No, I do sketch comedy. It's completely different. I don't get it. So instead of combining two random topics relevant to your channel, Inspiration will often just combine two random topics full stop. What do I even do with this?
Rhino horn and a frill. Rhino horn and a frill. Extra long neck and a tiny brain. Extra long neck and a tiny brain. Modern science says that I had feathers. Modern science said that I had feathers. Hey, what's that thing in the sky? Hey, what's that thing in the sky?
I also thought it would be fun if I invited some other YouTubers to show what Inspiration's cooking up for them and make some of those ideas too. Now some of you may be thinking, hey, I already saw a video about the Inspiration tab with guest YouTubers in it, and I'd like you to know the Corridor crew have made an enemy for life. Here's James Lee letting me know they beat me to the punch on the day their video came out, and here's James sending me the Inspiration stuff I asked from him months earlier. That's right, they copied me. They just didn't realize it at the time. Anyhow, I guess now I need to call in a couple of favors. I'll try my pal Ron. I'm sure he'll be happy to help me out.
Hello.
Hi Ron, it's Harry.
Oh, hey Harry.
Well hey, I'm making a video right now and I thought maybe you'd like to be in it.
Yeah, right.
Come on Ron, you gotta help me out here. I mean, look, it really would be a shame if anyone were to find out about your little secret.
You wouldn't.
Well, if you're really just not interested in being in my video, I suppose it can't be helped. Goodbye, Ron.
Wait! Fine. What do you need?
Oh, Ron. So good of you to ask. He draws Pokemon art and collects artists like Pokemon. Ron, aka TrueGreen7, is our first guest. And he was kind enough to voluntarily contribute a screen cap of his Inspiration tab's machinations for us. Let's see what we've got here. 4 artists design Pokemon as real animals. It's been done. Artists turn Pokemon into different art styles. A little too non-specific for my tastes. 4 artists redesign Pokemon as Mega Evolutions. Aha, gotcha. As if the nonsense thumbnail wasn't already enough of a tip-off that the AI is just regurgitating buzzwords from Ron's titles with no earthly idea what they actually mean. No Pokemon fan would word the title this way. Mega Evolutions aren't redesigns. They don't replace an existing Pokemon. And I'm not just splitting hairs to be snarky either. How can you expect it to come up with sound ideas on a subject it doesn't even comprehend? I mean, who does it think it is?
Insert political streamer or podcaster you don't like here.
Ha! Got him! Nah, here's our winner. Pokemon, the next evolution of evolutions. Dumb title aside, that's practically a license for Poketubers to print money. Let's give it a swing. Hey guys, Harry here. We've all seen evolution videos before, making poison type and fighting type and flying type forms to fill in whatever's missing from the games. But this time, I'm going a step further, making dual type evolutions that increase the possibilities exponentially. The first one I wanted to make is a combination of water and steel type. I thought together they should make something majestic and elegant. So this is Empoleon, the Emperor Pokemon, from Emperor and Evolution, as well as Polar because of the icy environments it likes to inhabit. Next I thought I should try combining steel with flying, as these are also unrepresented types among the existing evolutions. Meet Carrion, the luggage Pokemon, from Carry and On. Its marsupial-like back pouch is capable of containing items many times its own weight, but not liquid in a container larger than 3.4 ounces. Ghost and Fighting are an unusual type combination, so that's what I'm using for this new Evo. Emancipation, the honest Pokemon, from Emancipate and Evolution. It is said that many years ago it freed subjugated Pokemon and delivered the Pertleberg Address. And finally, I thought I'd try combining fire and water types to make a steam-themed evolution. It's Unforgettable Luncheon, the Aurora Borealis Pokemon, from Unforgettable and Luncheon. Because of the steam theme, that is why its tail resembles a steamed clam. Alright, let's refresh the page and try some more of this thing's suggestions. Recreate famous movie posters as cereal boxes. But why though? When I put ideas together, there's a deliberate connection, like pairing horror-themed mascots with horror game mascots. Real highbrow stuff, I know, but apparently even that is too sophisticated for YouTube's personalized non-sequitur factory. As much as I like the set pieces in the movie Freer, and Narelle Biffarabil's performance was pitch perfect, its story was really dragged down by pandering to modern audiences. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now. In that case, why don't we turn Jaws' famous poster into a cereal box? We can have a cartoon shark mascot swimming eagerly towards a sweet, crunchy bowl of a delicious new cereal I call Shark Bites. Registered trademark of General Mills Incorporated. You're gonna need a bigger bowl. Also a registered trademark of General Mills Incorporated. What if iconic video game characters switched roles, featuring those most famous of video game icons, Super Hoodie and Mulchface? Maybe Mulchface will finally get to wear a hoodie just like he's always dreamed. Jokes aside, I don't even know what the AI wants with this one. Are we making Sonic a plumber now, or what? In this funny accent game doc, we're exploring the parallel timeline where video game characters got all swapped around for some reason. Like in that classic Super Nintendo game, Super Bowser World, where your climactic battle is against the evil King Clown in his menacing Mario-mobile. Or its prequely-sequely thing, Super Bowser World 2, Blue Thing's Island, where Blue Thing has to carry Yoshi on his back while fleeing from the ravenous Baby Mario. Meanwhile, in another franchise, we see a flashback to the pivotal moment where the crying child bit Fredbear. Was that the 8 of Bitey 7? Turning popular songs into animal sounds? What exactly do you expect me to do here, YouTube? Remake Fireball by vocoding a real pit bull? I don't know how to do that sort of thing. This isn't a music channel. Or a kennel. Turning pop songs into animal sounds. Move meow bow wow moo meow. Woof 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 meow bow wow moo meow. If Mario characters were Pokémon types, well, setting aside the fact that we're only 2 tries in and the AI is already recycling topics, how do you even turn a character into a Pokémon type? Not adapt him into a Pokémon directly, base an entire class of these plush-ready homunculi on it. What would that even look like? On a practical level, a type in Pokémon is one of up to 2 classifications bestowed on each creature, which fits it into the overstuffed round of rock, paper, scissors that makes up the franchise's core gameplay. But in universe, it can be an element the Pokémon has mastery over, or a substance they are made out of, a genre of supernatural being, or the biological species they belong to. It can even indicate a practical skill they possess. Yet sometimes it's really like more of a vibe. So I think you'll know a Mario type Pokémon when you see it. Pokemon that travels through pipes? That's a Mario type. Jumpy, star-looking kind of Pokemon? Definitely a Mario type. Spaghetti-loving tub of guts? Oh yeah, you know that's a Mario type. If Animal Crossing villagers were Sonic characters. Alright, Inspiration, I'll give you half a point for this one. Animal Crossing is a new topic I haven't covered before that's actually relevant. Now if only you knew how to turn it into an idea that wasn't aimlessly derivative mush. Berries the dog is the newest character in Team Sonic. She's the ever-cheerful assistant to the mayor of a yet-to-be-named island in Sonic New Horizons. Meanwhile, in Animal Crossing Frontiers, a new hedgehog villager named Sunny has just been introduced. If you're nice to him, he might even mail you a chili dog. Hello, June. It's me.
How did you get this number?
Oh, don't be silly now. You know you can't hide from me, June.
What do you want?
Oh, nothing much. But remember how I did you a little favor? And I said one day I might need you to do a favor for me? June/Actually/Ray/Ginger Ninja oh whoa is not only competing with Moist Critical for largest number of online handles, but also a tremendously talented art YouTuber. Let's see what Inspiration wants June to put out next. We've got a sound design video, even though this is an art channel. We've got Inspiration trying desperately to fake its way through video concepts using keywords from June's channel that it does not at all understand the significance of. And finally, a video titled Livestream that is not a live stream because it's a video. Genius! I guess that only leaves one option left to make. Howdy Slick, I'm Nix. That's short for Nixon. I thought it would be fun to do a 30-day art challenge with a twist. But guess what? The twist is, I didn't actually spend 30 days on it, because the AI telling me what to make clearly does not respect my time. How do you know I've got that kind of daylight to spare just because I fill sketchbooks faster than the United States can produce, distribute, and supply paper for me to draw on? Anyway, this is my current obsession. 1957's 12 Angry Men, starring Henry Fonda as juror number 8. I just can't stop thinking about these angry little guys in their angry little suits with their angry little social commentary. Let's try refreshing just one more time, see what our chatbot Vizier has to offer. Just 3, huh? Well, it must be a little winded. I'm sure it's exhausting being so consistently mediocre. Recreate classic game covers in the style of Bluey. Well, that's probably a sign of the end times. Meanwhile, in the Bluey universe, aka the Blueniverse, we have such famous video games as Bluey Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Bluey Sega Genesis. This game introduced Bluey Tails, who's acted as sidekick to the Bluey Blue Blur ever since. A year later, Bluey Doom from Bluey id Software released, created by Bluey John Romero. It's considered to be one of the most influential video games of all time, starting a franchise that still goes to this day, with Bluey Doom, the Bluey Dark Ages. Original Kirby characters I made. Well, how about that? There's another franchise I haven't covered before. And if this was the best idea I could think of myself, I still wouldn't be covering it. So Kirby's got these enemy monster guys called Waddle Dees and other guys called Waddle Doos running around, but that's it. What's up with that? Doesn't it sound like there should be another Waddle? Like a Waddle Dum, or a Waddle Duck, or maybe a Waddle Doof? If Pokémon were made by Nickelodeon. I've done both topics plenty of times already, I've even done them together, but YouTube doesn't seem to have any issue with its AI repeating itself ad nauseum, so why should I? Many Pokémon have regional forms, variations on their usual appearance that live in other parts of the world. For example, while the Corsola you'd find in the waters of the Hoenn region is a Pokémon well known for constantly growing and shedding its coral stalks, the form you'll find in the Bikini Bottom region is quite distinct. It's yellow, absorbent, and porous, with a lifespan that completely outstays its welcome. The Drifloons in Sinnoh are full of souls and hate fat kids. That's canon, by the way. Bikinian Drifloon, however, is aggressively bland and rubbery, both in appearance and flavour, should you ever find yourself tempted to take a nibble. Not that I would ever endorse eating Pokemon, of course. And then, the normally aggressive Kanto and Tentacruel finds in this region a particularly gloomy and lethargic variation on the species, which is neither as bold nor brash as its counterpart.
Harry!
Hello, Antonio. How are you?
Look, I didn't say anything to anyone, okay? I swear.
Calm down, I know. If you had, I'd already know. I also asked 2 of my European pals, Antonio of Pointy Hat, an arty Dungeons & Dragons channel, and Murray Kuhn, an arty VTuber, for their inspiration tabs, but they just didn't have them. Either EU's AI laws are getting in the way, or YouTube just has a vendetta against Romance languages. Muy ironico. Either way, it means, frustratingly, I can't use this hat to make fun of Antonio's content. But on the plus side, at least I don't have to learn how to make a VTuber model either.
Harry, what is it now?
Good news, Mari. You're off the hook. This time. Now there's one more feature here to try out. A prompt box that lets you pick a topic for the AI to suck the soul out of. I could never think of a good Balatro video idea back when that was the hottest new game, so surely the AI can pick up the slack. And we've got Pokemon again, Cereal again, and Sonic again. Twice. The most original Balatro OCs ever. Not only all just existing videos of mine with Jimbo rammed up their nose, but the AI clearly hasn't the slightest clue what Balatro even is. It's actually trying to bluff the person who gave it the topic in the first place. Dungeons and Dragons? Seriously? You've never seen Balatro Jokers more original than the ones I've just created myself. Like the Heath Joker, which adds a ×2 mult for every time some teenage edgelord said "why so serious" back in 2009. And the Jack Joker, which adds a +1 mult for each hammy movie performance you phone in after 1975. There's also the Lego Joker, which gives you a 4× mult for every terrible animated movie adapted from a toy that you helped inspire. Or the Jared Joker, which gives you $2 every time you mail a rat to one of your co-workers. Not to mention the Joaquin Joker, which is a very popular card that completely loses its effect if you get a second one. Can Balatro be a cereal mascot? Did it somehow read Balatro as Baldi's Basics? And then there's this fun new cereal mascot, Jimbo, the cartoon sales jester for Jimbo's Jumbo Balatros, a nutritious cereal with extra marshmallow bananas to negate whatever positive health effects the rest of it could possibly have. Balatro creatures reconstructed from skulls. What does that even mean? Now here's an interesting one for our old friend the Aleontologist. He can deduce, by assessing the skull's texture for indicators of soft tissue, that this creature must have had large, red, pliable lips and elongated nostrils. The multi-pronged protrusions at the back of the skull confirm for our extraterrestrial friend that this is a relative of the species Musachatus scarada, or the greater white-bellied Balatro. If Balatro characters were Pokémon. Yeah, what do you want me to tell you? It's like Jimbo the Balatro mascot, but a scorpion-looking Pokemon. Its legs are the frills, the claws are baubles, the stinger is a droopy jester hat. I don't know what to call it. Stingbow? Scorpoka? Barachnid? That sounds like an Obama Pokemon. Anyway, thanks for joining me for yet another 30-second episode, because this AI keeps giving me ideas for single drawings instead of entire videos. If Balatro characters were Pokemon, there's one character in Balatro. How am I supposed to work under these conditions? This is ridiculous. You can't. Hey, you can't iris out while I'm still complaining. Hey, cut that out. Hey. Balatro lore: the hidden story. The mysterious Balatro is a lesser-known character in the Sonic the Hedgehog universe, but his backstory is ripe for exploration. Do I even need to point out everything that's wrong here? Another obscure character worth mentioning from the far-flung corners of the Sonic canon is Balatro, a Mobian Joker that Knuckles befriended during one of his many adventures with Team Sonic.
Hello, Harry.
JJ, how is my favorite Canadian?
Whatever it is you want, get someone else. I'm not interested.
Are you sure? What if that little problem I made go away for you happened to come back?
Fine, but this is the last time.
Thanks, JJ. I knew you'd see things my way. JJ McCullough, part-time cartoonist and full-time Canadian that makes videos about culture and politics. He kindly volunteered to let me show you his inspiration tab, so let's take a look. We've got a grammatically incorrect BTS for an iceberg video. Thrilling. A self-help tutorial for sociopaths on a channel that has never once done anything like that. A video asking for breaking news and secrets we could not possibly be privy to. And what appears to be a communist propaganda poster. I guess that just leaves presidential fashion evolution through the years. Hello friends, my name is HG, and recently there has been discourse about Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and whether his choice of attire while bickering with United States Vice President J.D. Vance was appropriate or not. Apparel is often at the center of political discourse, in fact. From AOC's dress, to Melania Trump's jacket, to Monica Lewinsky's aversion to dry cleaning. Now, precisely what is presidential has of course changed over time. President Warren G. Harding, for instance, dressed differently to Abraham Lincoln, and if Donald Trump turned up wearing a top hat on the White House grounds, the crowd to whom he's expounding would undoubtedly be dumbfounded. But all of this is essentially trivial. Everyone knows politics would be so much simpler if the government would just do what I've been advocating for years, and nuke Quebec. Alright, so I have to level with you. My original plan was to give you a completely unfiltered look at the inspiration feature. Make all the ideas it retched up for me, no matter how absurd. But I quickly ran into a little problem. The average idea this AI comes up with is so much more boring than I've been able to show you so far. You might expect a video like this to cherry pick the worst ideas, but no! Inspiration is so bad that I had to cheat my own format, select the best ideas, and make this dumb AI look better than it actually is in the process, just so this collection of its terrible suggestions would actually be watchable. If I had instead spent this video going through one unusable generation after another explaining why they all suck eggs, we'd be here for hours. You've seen how its #1 favorite trick is mashing two random things together? What you didn't get to see is that it likes to do this over and over and over again. It repeats ideas constantly. It repeats the same small handful of subjects constantly. It also persistently recombines videos back into themselves. Redesign the worst Mario characters? I already made this. Twice! And it continuously makes redundant combinations. turning real-life animals into Pokémon? They already are. What if iconic video games were made in the 90s? They were, actually. Reimagine popular game characters as humanoids? Well, you might want to sit down for this one. And that's when they make any coherent sense at all. Reconstructing famous logos from their sounds? Yeah, sure, I'll just go evolve the ability to echolocate. It drowns you in totally unusable dross that doesn't even correlate to your channel half the time. It's got a bizarre nepotistic obsession with perpetuating the use of AI. Even the generic bilge I could use only worked because in this format they didn't need to hold your attention for more than a few seconds. And I still needed to refine them into something less mundane myself. How would this even work for half the genres on this platform? Is it telling movie reviewers to just do the movies they've already reviewed again? Is it suggesting games to Let's Players that it just made up itself? You may recall at the very beginning of this video, I told you YouTube doesn't want people to use this feature, even though they put it there themselves. Why? Because if YouTubers decided to only produce YouTube's AI suggestions from now on, it would destroy the platform. Not only can it only mash existing things together, but as we saw with Balatro, the AI isn't even capable of learning new things to mash with. It's totally cut off from what's new in movies, television, games, music, politics, any kind of influence from the outside world. There would never be a new trend, new concept, or new popular topic again. No small channel could ever find the new idea that blows up and puts them on the map. YouTube would be hermetically sealed in the moment everyone started using this feature, and comprised of literally nothing but randomized rehashes of yesterday's titles, with irrelevant abstract thumbnails that have a click-through rate of zilch. I don't think it's much of an exaggeration to say the user base would collapse overnight, and there's no way YouTube doesn't know that. So you might wonder, if they're betting their survival on nobody taking this feature seriously, why would they even add the blasted thing? Well, I'm no expert, I've no insider information, but I suspect that to investors and stockholders and the like, bragging that you've integrated the latest, hottest, hippest technology into your platform makes it seem a whole lot more cutting edge, and as a result, more valuable. And they wouldn't have the slightest clue that it's all nothing but snake oil. But that's just a theory. I'm not saying the line. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a call to make.
What do you want?
Hello, James.
Go away.
I just need your help with something.
And if I refuse?
Well, I just simply can't guarantee what I know will stay between us. Language, James. Do you kiss your mother with that mouth? James Lee, is he half man and half cartoon? No, he's all man and all cartoon. And he's kindly offered to show us his inspiration tab. Here's another thing this silly AI does that I didn't get to mention in my earlier screed. When it doesn't know what to do, inspiration often just defaults to self-help mode. How to build a personal brand, how to film with a phone, how to use storytelling effectively. None of these are what James does. So he tried asking it to make something out of Old Faithful, and it dutifully shoehorned Pokémon into a bunch of his existing video titles. Well, I guess this'll have to do.
Hey guys, it's me, Nix. How's that for a callback? As we hurtle unendingly through this soul-crushing technocratic dystopia of our own making, helpless to breach the confines of our hyper-capitalist mind cages, I've made something to help dull the pain. It's Pikachu!
Let's play a game. I'll draw someone famous, then 3 people that guess who it is in the comments get a shout out in the next episode. If your guess last time was English comedian and actor Stephen Fry, then you were absolutely correct. Steve's rule from the Wheel of Winners is the first 3 correct guesses to include a timestamp. This caricature was ripe for the picking, and I Has No Tomato did just that, grabbing first place. Sergatel couldn't tell for certain, yet landed second nonetheless. But Diabeast Rex YT was a whole different animal, confidently taking third. Well done everyone, thanks for playing. The eyes on this week's subject are like cement shoes on conjoined twins, small, sunken, and rather close together. Their mouth is particularly large, presumably so that it can house what can only be described as a tooth fairy's all-nighter. And this person sports a forehead so tall, it's become a popular spot for whenever there's a particularly bad market crash. Now who could this be? If you know who that was, let us know in the comments. And maybe this video will inspire you to subscribe and check out more from our channel. But this has been the Harry Gold Show. So until next time, stay safe, and God bless.